All right, everyone. Today's episode, too much water usage. You got a water bill, and it's huge. Big, giant water bill. Okay, what does that even mean? What's happening here? You probably have a toilet that is leaking water, a sink that has a drip, a bathtub that's dripping, a faucet outside that's dripping. You're gonna have to go through each one of these items one by one. I really do recommend you take a look at your water meter and you make sure that the flow indicator is moving or not moving. In which case, if you have a water leak, it is gonna be slowly moving and you're gonna be trying to hunt that down. Now, you're gonna start off by making sure nobody in the house is using any water. You're gonna check your water meter and see if that flow indicator is moving.
If you look really closely, you can see the red dial moving. That is indicating that there is water moving in this house.
Okay, it's moving. All right, you're gonna start off with your first bathroom, and you're gonna go through that bathroom, okay? We'll actually go and check out a bathroom right now.
All right, so here we are. We're in a bathroom. And it'd be the same theory for the kitchens or even the outside taps. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our bathtub. Okay, it's dry. All right, in this particular case, my bathtub doesn't have a drip. All right, what I might have done, whether I wasn't quite sure, or say someone had just had a shower, I might have dried it all up. I might have put a piece of paper towel down there just to see if it does have a drip. Maybe it's every 20 seconds. Maybe if it's every 5 seconds, right? Some are easy to tell, some are not easy to tell. And it'll be the same thing for your sink faucet as well. Over here, you're gonna check and see if it's dripping down. If you're not quite sure, you could dry it up and you could put a piece of paper towel down there just to kind of check. All right, here's what's gonna be your number one suspect. In most particular cases, it's gonna be always the toilet that is the cause of your high water bill. That'd be the first thing that I would check in a house. So, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna open up the toilet.
So here in the right-hand side, or the top side there, you can see a gentle little stream of water coming into the toilet bowl.
So, you found our leak, but let's say you weren't quite sure. You weren't sure if the toilet was leaking, and it's not so easy to tell sometimes. Sometimes it's just such a fine stream that it doesn't even show. So what I might do is take a little bit of food coloring and I might just add it into the toilet, like so. Now you're gonna wait about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we might see a fine bit of food coloring streaming into the toilet. So what's gonna happen is, after you add the food coloring, the tank is going to turn blue. All that water in there is going to turn blue or pink or yellow or whatever food coloring you'd added. And the bowl should stay perfectly clear if there is no leak. If there is a leak, what you're going to find is a fine stream of color coming in. So we've added it. Let's wait 5 minutes.
Now, because the blue water from the tank has been pouring in on those leaks, you can see the actual blue streams of water pouring into this toilet bowl.
So we found out the problem is the toilet. In this particular case, the problem is the flapper. If the fill valve was filling up water, you would hear the water constantly running. In this particular case, you might hear this toilet refill after 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, and you'll hear a shh, and it'll run, and then it'll turn off. So that's your constant waste of water, as this toilet is constantly refilling itself. Every 10-15 minutes, that's a lot of water over a month. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to replace the flapper right here. You can get this at Home Depot, Rona, Lowe's, any of those kind of places. I'm particularly using a Master Plumber Universal Fit. It's nice, it's easy. It'll just quickly go into basically any toilet unless you've got an odd size with the collar. And that piece goes around the center stem for the flush valve, okay? In some toilets, you're gonna take a look on the inside and it's not gonna have some hooks to go into. You might need that actual center stem in order to center this flapper on. Because it's a universal fit, it's gonna come with all of them. My particular toilet has the little hooks, so I don't need any of this center stuff. So I am just gonna cut mine right off and get rid of it completely, because I don't need it. Changing the flapper is really, really easy.
Unfortunately, it's really awkward to see inside the tank as we're doing this. But along that flush valve, there are two little hooks on either side. All I'm going to do is just get my hand in there and I'm going to unhook it. You can see it's gone now. It just took 2 seconds. Once I pull it out, I take the new one in and I get those ends right around that hook. Once I've got it into place, it'll sit there and plug the hole. I bring that line up and I pull it through the handle. All you got to do is, in this particular one, it actually has plastic ridges on it and it pulls in until it's tight on a hole. Some of them are hooks. You're going to want to adjust the hook. You just need it to be just tight enough that it's barely pulling on that flapper. You don't want it to be pulling too tight, but you do want to pull that just enough that it's snug, because the moment you want to hit that toilet handle, you want it to start pulling on that flapper up. As you can see here on this other one, the old flapper was all warped and turned from sitting in that water for so long. And that's where all your leaks were coming from. When those sit into the toilet bowl for too long, you're going to end up with those kind of leaks. And now, afterwards, you can see there are no streams of water coming in.
So one last thing you can do after you've changed out that flapper is just to double check whether your toilet is still leaking any water. So once I flushed it a couple of times, the water is now clear again. What I can do is add a little bit more food coloring. That'll get the water blue. And then when I take a look in there, I'll just have double checked whether or not the water has turned blue.
As you can see now, the flow indicator has stopped moving. That little red dial is staying put. Make sure that when you're looking at this, that nobody in the house is running any water, flushing any toilets, doing any dishes or any laundry, and you know that you're good and you've solved your water leak problem.
All right, so we went all around the house. We checked out all the bathrooms, we checked out the kitchen sink, we checked out the outside faucets. That was the only leak that we had found. Maybe in your particular case, you found it on the kitchen sink, you found it on the outside faucet. Those kind of cases, you might want to just call in a plumber and get him to help you out. Replace it is a little bit more complicated. Toilet's nice and easy, that's why I showed you guys. Flapper's been replaced, you saw that the water meter's no longer moving. We're no longer wasting any water. Hopefully that helped you guys out, and we'll see you next time.